Hello and welcome to Frog Crochet and the stitch guide on how to crochet the Jacob's ladder stitch. So this is a stunning stitch that creates these raised columns going up your fabric. There is no multiple for this stitch, it's more the technique and how you create that ladder going up. So you can make any number of stitches that you wish to create this stitch. Okay, so let's do the Jacob's ladder stitch. So I've marked the first chain from my hook because I want my turning chains count as the first double crochet of the row. Then in the fourth chain from my hook, I'm going to make a double crochet. So Jacob's ladder is more of a technique rather than a stitch. And so I'm just going to show you the technique that we use. So I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch as well. Okay, so now we're going to make our first loop. So we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to slip stitch into or around the post of the stitch that we just made. So around that last double crochet that you made, you're just going to make a slip stitch. And then make a double crochet in the next stitch of the row. So you're going to have this loop up here. So we don't need to do anything with that just yet. And we slip stitch around the post, so it's now just there. And we're just going to leave it there for now. So we're going to make all the loops first, and then you're not going to join everything until the last stitch of the row. Sorry, until the last row of your pattern, because otherwise everything comes out in between. So we just have lots and lots of loops until we do our finishing row. So I did the next double crochet, and now I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. One of the best things about the Jacob's ladder is that it's very customizable. You can customize this in any way you want. You can have as many chains or as few chains as you choose in these loops to make your ladders looser or tighter. It's entirely up to you. You can also have as many or as few double crochet in between your loops as you choose. Just depends on how many rows of loops you want in your stitch. Okay. So after this double crochet, I'm going to make another loop. So again, I'm going to chain 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And again, I'm going to come down and I'm just going to slip stitch around the post of the double crochet just made. And then make a double crochet in the next stitch. So more loops. And then I'm going to make a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. I'm just going to do one more loop before I finish this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slip stitch around the post of the last double crochet, and then make another double crochet in the next stitch. So there's all my loops. Really should have another double crochet on the end of there to make it even, so the rows even, but this isn't about the double crochet, this is all about the loops and how you connect them. So the technique is all about just those loops and how they're all connected. So I'm going to turn, chain 1, and I'm going to make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch of the row. So you can get as colourful as well with this stitch as you like. Many people like to change colours every row to make their ladders look really colourful, because the colours all merge together, so it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to stick to a single colour for now and show you this technique. Right, so now we need to make a double crochet in the next stitch. We've got these loops in the way. So I'm going to push them down so I can see the loops of my double crochet and make a double crochet into the top. Okay, so I've made a double crochet in that second stitch, and this is the stitch which has the loop in the row below made around it. So this is the stitch we're going to make the next loop of row 2. So I'm going to chain 10. 9 and 10, and then slip stitch around the same post we just made that set of loops from, and then we're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch, which is this one here. So the tricky part really about the Jacob's ladder is making sure these loops are all in line, one above the other. So you're going to start your loops from the double crochet that your loop is slip stitched round. So this one over here, and then this one here. Okay, it's easier to tell if you look from where it's slip stitched into than from where it started from, because it kind of looks like it started from the second one. We want to start from where it's slip stitched round. So in case you lose count of your stitches, that's how you tell. So after that double crochet, I double crochet in the next stitch, and then here's the slip stitch around this double crochet here. So first I want to make a double crochet into that stitch. Oops, tail's in the way. So I'm going to pull that slip stitch down so I can make a double crochet into the loops, and then I'm going to chain 10. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then make a slip stitch around double crochet just made, and then I can go and make a double crochet in the next stitch of the row. So your Jacob's ladder stitch is going to look really bizarre until it's all joined together. So you're going to have loops everywhere like this, and it's going to feel really odd. Don't worry about it. We're going to get everything together at the end. So I'm going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. Okay. So now I've got the next double crochet that my loops slip stitch around. If I push those loops down so I can get to the loops at the top. Okay, because remember that's because it's slip stitch, it's kind of free floating up and down the post, which means that we can move it a bit to make life easier to get into our stitches. So when you're moving everything around to get into your stitches, just make sure those loops end up on the same side of your crochet every time. You don't really want them going backwards and forwards on different sides because it's going to make things awkward later. Okay, so we slip stitched around that post for the last loop in the row below, so we're going to make a loop from this post as well. So chain 10, 8, 9 and 10, and then slip stitch around the post of the double crochet you just made, and then we make a double crochet into the next stitch, which is there, and then another double crochet in the last stitch of the row, which is the turning chain. Push that stitch marker out and make that double crochet. Okay. And then turn. So it's looking very scraggly right now. I'm going to make another row. So we're going to be repeating row 2 for the whole thing until we get to the end and we have a finishing row. So I'm just going to do another repeat of row 2, make another set of loops, and then I can show you how it's all joined together and we get rid of that really weird looking loopy look going on. So turn, make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch, and then we're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so now need to make a double crochet into the next one, which has all these loops going on. So I want to push these loops to the back, which does make it a little bit awkward for getting it into the stitch, but I'm going into there, make a double crochet, and then chain 10 to make the next loop. Nine and 10, and slip stitch around the post of the double crochet just made, and then double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Nice and easy. Then we get to the next double crochet, so we just need to push that slip stitch aside. Want to keep the loops on the back this time because we want to keep them all on the same side. Make another loop, so chain 10. Nine and 10. Slip stitch around the post just made, secure that loop. Then make a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So the next double crochet is a loop. I want to push the loop to the back for this row and make a double crochet into the loops. Then chain 10. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slip stitch around the post of the double crochet just made. Then going to make a double crochet in the last stitch of the row. Okay, so I've got all my loops on one side, looking like an absolute state, but we're going to sort that out with our finishing row. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take these stitch markers out. Going to finish the row with another row of double crochet. Oops, got my yarn tangled. Right, let's sort this mess out. So we turn, chain 1, double crochet turning chain in the first stitch of the row. Okay, so now we're going to sort out these loops. So to sort your loops out, going to go from bottom to top, and we need to pull them through. You can do this with your hook, you can do this with your hand, whichever you find easiest. So make sure this kind of straightened out. Give them a twist. So they twisted at the bottom, and then thread top through the bottom one. So twist and thread. Next one up, twist and thread it through the one below. So they end up going up the chain. Now they do sit in front of the double crochet that's behind them, which is why I haven't made a double crochet in the next stitch of the row. And instead, I'm just going to make sure that I slip stitch into the top of my Jacob's ladder and then make a double crochet in the next stitch of the row. Okay, so the slip stitch that is going into top of the loop takes the place of the double crochet that is hidden behind those loops. So you do see this pattern better if you make your rows in different colours. So in the picture, you can see what it looks like otherwise, but this is what it looks like in a single colour. It's not quite as effective. It's a nice braided look, but it's just not, it just doesn't show off the stitch quite as well as if you change colours. So double crochet in the next stitch, and then these loops need to be joined together. So twist and thread them. So the loop in the row above goes into the one below, but you start that at the bottom. And just make sure you twist them so you get a nice neat bottom. And then you're going to slip stitch into top loop and then make a double crochet in the next stitch of the row. Okay, so if you think your loops are turning out too loose, you can take chains out. You don't have to chain 10. If you think these are too loose for your liking and you want a tighter loop, then use fewer chains. So this can be a bit of trial and error depending on your tension. If you have really tight tension, you might want to add loops. If you've got really loose tension, you might want to take loops away. Okay, so this does take a little bit of trial and error. So my tension has, I'd say, loosened up in my chains for my stitch run last time I did this stitch, so I would actually take some chains out. I think I would go down to 7 or 8 chains to do this. So it's always a great idea to do a swatch of Jacob's ladder before you do a big project, because otherwise you are not going to discover that you wish you'd done your chains. Okay, so let's do the last set of loops. Twist the loop in the bottom row, twist the loop in the row above, thread the row above into the row below, and next row up, twist, thread through the row below. And then get yarn back on your hook and slip stitch into the top loop to secure your ladder. Okay, and then I'm going to make a double crochet. And you end up with these braids going up the fabric. So looks, just fine in a single colour, but looks absolutely stunning in multiple colours rows. So Jacob's ladder is a repeat of row 2, and then you have this finishing row to join all your loops together and secure them with slip stitches. And there is your stitch guide on how to crochet the Jacob's ladder stitch. So I would love to see what you make with this stitch. Please do come show us over in our Facebook group, Frog2 Frogs Ribbed and Stitch. And make sure you subscribe to this channel as well for more crochet stitches, free crochet patterns, and hints and tips. And if there's any technique or stitch that you would like to see a guide made on, please do let me know in the comments, and your video could be made next. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time for the next video. Bye for now.